Jordan Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
I know you may not feel like it, but your feelings are temporary, and sometimes they may not be telling you the truth about who you are. In fact, most times they aren't telling you the truth about who you are. You may feel like you come from the wrong side of the tracks or the wrong neighborhood, or maybe the unlikely it's okay. When I was in college, I couldn't afford books, but now I write books for college students. Like my parents, raise your hand if you want to share, if you think that your parents won't be able to help you out with college financially. My parents definitely didn't have the money, okay? And both my parents worked, and they did well for themselves, but we didn't have the right information. Therefore, they didn't prepare for my brother and I to go to college, right? So that's cool. That's normal. But that doesn't mean that you still can't do it, okay? Just off the top of my head, I've been working with students for many years now. While I was writing the book, Coach Jordan asked me yesterday if while you're in school, you can decrease student loan debt. I have a whole chapter in the book about that, right?
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah, I have a whole chapter in the book about that. I implemented those steps with one of my mentees while I was writing the book. She was a sophomore. She decreased about $14,000 of student loan debt while she was in school. She graduated, got right into a career. She got her master's for free. Now she's about to get into a higher paying job, right? And so if you implement these things, another instance, a student named that I work with, she graduated from Poly. Sorry, city folks. She graduated from Poly, and she went to McDaniel College. Y'all heard of McDaniel? In Westminster, Maryland. McDaniel is one of the top 5 most expensive institutions in the state. It costs over $63,000 a year, okay? And she's transferring, but she went there completely for free, right? She actually got paid to go there because she got a refund check, not from loans, but from scholarships. Oh, and her parents couldn't help her financially. Oh, and she didn't have a 529 or a college fund, right? I'm saying this to say that if you implement these steps, you'll be well on your way. It ain't going to happen instantaneously. It's not going to be magic. Like, I'm not a magician, okay? I'm going to tell you what to do, and then it's going to be your responsibility to do it. And so I say that to set the expectation, not to be stern or like lean on y'all or lord over you, anything like that. I just want you to know what it requires. Now, I want to explain to you why you think this is important. Raise your hand quickly if you think, or rather, if you know what debt is. What is debt? Go ahead. Tell me, Kamaya.
So debt is, well, you can think of it like about on a negative scale, but it's basically money that you owe.
Mm-hmm.
Or, money that you owe.
Okay. Who else? That's good. That's good. Let's give Kamaya a round of applause. Okay. What else? Who else can take it a step further? Debt. Or do we think Kamaya summed it up pretty much? All of it. Summed it up? Debt is basically borrowed money. When somebody says, oh, let me hold $1, right? And they are intending to pay you back, they're indebted to you. That means they owe you. Okay? Now, student loan debt is one of the most popular ways that people use to pay for college. And it's the most common. But what do you think the problem is with student loan debt? Go ahead.
When I was talking to my uncle about college,
Mm-hmm.
he told me that a lot of the stuff that happens with student loans is you can be in debt for like $100,000 and then graduate with a career you can graduate with a degree in a career that only pays like $35,000
Exactly.
annually. So you
Exactly.
suddenly be in debt.
All right. So does that make sense to y'all? If you borrow more than what you have, or if you borrow more than what you make, like if you swipe a credit card, that ain't your money. That's the creditor's money. And you got to pay them back. Same concept with student loans, right? It's the most common. They're the most readily available. They're the easiest to get. But if you, just for all intents and purposes, we're going to err on the side of not using student loan debt. Okay? Obviously, some people do. I did because I didn't know, right? But if you use student loans, does it make sense to use student loans if you're going to college so that you can get a degree and then get a job? Meaning you don't already have enough money to pay that money back, right? It's kind of like working backwards. Now, there are times where it does happen, but if you prepare the right way on the front end, you don't have to start at a deficit. And so Zaya mentioned a very, very good point as it pertains to when somebody gets a college degree and then they start working, right? They don't have the job when they start in their freshman year. They get the job after they graduate, but you don't know how much money you're going to be making specifically, right? Excuse me, you may have an idea of what your career, what a position in your career may make, right? But if you don't know specifically, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you've already borrowed so much. It's like starting behind the finish line. Anybody into U.S. history, African American history at all? Anybody familiar with the term redlining? Redlining, what's redlining? In a nutshell. All right, redlining was a systemic practice that the U.S. put in place so that black people couldn't own homes. Okay? And what that did is that it put even more at a deficit African American people, because home ownership is one of the key ways to build wealth, right? And so that's putting an extra barrier in place so that a certain group of people wouldn't be able to build wealth as quickly as other groups of people. Does that make sense? Okay, and so, say it again. Let's not take that conversation another way. No, I just wanted to give an example. I'm good for a tangent. I'm sorry. I just like to teach so that we understand. I want you all, when you leave from me, I want you all to be so equipped that you can do this on your own. You see what I'm saying? Like when I said I'm going to be with y'all for 2 hours, y'all was like, oh, 2 hours. But we only got 5 2-hour sessions. You see what I'm saying? That's only the time that we have. And then y'all got to go through, you know what I'm saying, the rest of your time in your senior year by yourself or with Coach or whomever. So it's really not that much time. And I got a lot to say. So I want you guys to know, because ain't nobody else going to tell y'all, right? Like one of the big mistakes that a lot of families make, especially high school seniors, is that they depend on people that they think that are supposed to help them, right? I'm not saying not to trust people. I'm saying, like, y'all know y'all got a college counselor at your high school, right? Your college counselor got 400 students. You see what I'm saying? And so it's going to be easy for y'all to get missed. I'm not saying that they should, but it happens. I don't want y'all to get missed. So I'm going to talk y'all heads off for the next 5 weeks, okay? I'm going to make sure that you understand so that you're not wondering going through your senior year, okay? So the problem with student loan debt is because before you make $1, you already owe somebody. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis, and I'm your debt-free degree coach, but who I am is not nearly as important as what I'm about to say. This is Kamaya Tynes, one of the students that I've recently worked with, who is a college freshman and on her way to a degree without debt. She actually goes to one of the most expensive schools in her state. It's over $60,000 a year, and she's getting paid to go to school. Why? Because she had the right information. The question isn't whether or not you can pay the bill. So I don't want you to worry, parents, because I know you're thinking about how that premium price is going to get paid, y'all. Your kid has got a dream school, and they got accepted into it, but you're wondering, man, what do I have to do to make sure that this bill is covered? Because I don't want my kid to ruin themselves financially. You and many others have this question, but you don't have the answer. The answer is in the information, y'all. You got to know how to get it done. Just like Kamaya and Antonio and Desiree and many other families that I've worked with just like yours, the how is in the information, y'all. So I want to encourage you to get the information. If you're wondering of how to foot the bill, if you're wondering if whether or not you're going to have to take drastic measures like my parents did, who actually took money from their retirement to put their baby boy through college, and it still wasn't enough. I still had to borrow over $30,000 of student loans. If you're wondering how to avoid all drastic situations, then I want to encourage you to look no further and come get the answers to your questions at my upcoming boot camp, y'all. I'm going to give you all the information that I give to my families one-on-one in one day. I've come up with a formula. I've come up with a curriculum to be able to give you so that you don't have to depend on anyone else. One of the greatest pitfalls that I see in college preparation is that families think that they have time. Families think that the money's just going to pop up. Families think that the school they're getting ready to send their kid to is going to help them pay for it. And the truth is, y'all, they're not going to help you. I want to encourage you to get to my upcoming boot camp this month. It is the Degree with No Debt College Boot Camp. And I promise you, it'll be the best investment that you make this year. Why? Because you're going to get so much of a return on this investment. You're going to be like, I should have paid 20 times as much as I paid for it. There are 2 ways that you can join this boot camp. There's general admission, which is $50, and you'll be able to join this boot camp and get all the information that you need. And honestly, this would be good enough. But if you want to take it a step further, if you want to enhance your experience, I want to encourage you to join the VIP experience. The VIP experience comes with admission to the boot camp, as well as 2 of my books for free, as well as a scholarship list for free, as well as a private Q&A session for free. And the last bonus is absolutely crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway, y'all. y'all. You'll get a month free in my private community called Caps and Gowns University. And it's just basically like the boot camp on steroids, y'all. It's so much more information. It's a community of people that are learning and growing just like you on their way to a debt-free degree. So I want to encourage you to sign up so that you can get the right information. Yes, it's going to be a lot, but you'll have access to the replay for a limited time. You'll be able to have what you need, y'all. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to my team at cgu@jordangreenellis.com. I am signing out, y'all, but I'll see you at the boot camp.